for is cultural diversity. You know what? It hasn't been that many years ago where in rural Missouri you didn't see any diversity in the culture. It was all of the old farm men and farm women and the people that you'd seen all your life in the community. Many of the CNAs, and I knew this as a nurse and as a CNA, I knew most of the people I'd taken care of because I'd grown up with them in the community. And you'll find that too. You will recognize some of the residents that you work with as people you recognize as once being productive and a part of the community. But I want to say this about cultural diversity. You have to be respectful of culture. And our lack of knowledge can make us be disrespectful without intent. And so what I will try to do here is to help you understand cultures and culture diversities and ways that you can look or places that you can go for resources to help you. You may get someone that's a resident has been from Romania, and as they age and maybe they have some dementia, then they start doing things that you don't understand. Well, maybe you can Google Romanian culture and you can find information that will help you understand what's going on with that person. Or religious practices, or food choices. There are many, many things. The other thing I want you to understand about cultural diversity is something I've spent a lot of time on, not so much lately, but really after the person-centered movement or culture change movement started. I really wanted to see how other cultures treated aging. And so I visited a few countries, I visited a few facilities, and compared notes, so to speak, on how we do it here and what some of these other countries did. And what I found was, first, there are certain cultures that absolutely reverend the elderly. The Asian cultures, Mexican cultures, they are very, very much respected, and it would be a disrespect for them to utilize a long-term care facility. And so you don't find very many long-term care facilities in those countries. The family takes care of grandma and grandpa until grandma and grandpa are no longer here or need care. And then you get to American and European cultures in which we're all of us are work productive, we've got families, 2 people are working, there's nobody to take care of mom and dad. And so that's how we actually came to nursing homes. We had to have a place for mom and dad to be so I can continue to work. And in doing so, I think when we moved that direction, we put the elderly back on the back burner instead of keeping them on the front burner. And so in our culture, I'm not saying that they're not important, they are. But as a whole, in our culture in America, they're not as reverent as they are in other cultures. And so you'll find that. And you'll find residents that don't understand how they could be treated the way they're being treated in a certain circumstance. You'll also find that there are cultures out there that are so far advanced of us, it's not even funny. Sweden and Australia have really moved into the person-centered mode, and their facilities do not look anything like nursing homes anymore. They're more like small apartments with home health services that come in and do everything that we're doing in skilled care, but they're doing them in the resident's home. Yes, a vision we have, but we haven't quite yet reached it. So those are the things that we'll talk about with cultural diversity and how you need to be aware. So let's get started.